This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob, and finally I had to do this in a two-part series, but it is my top 22 games from 2022. Okay, can't be, I understand, but there were just so many great games this year. This was one of the hardest years I've ever had to try to do this type of list, and it was very, very difficult. I'm breaking this up into two videos because it's so difficult, and to be honest with you, let's not waste any time. Let's get going. At number 22, they brought this back, and it's sitting right here, folks. So I'm not going to put a little thing. I'm really trying to cheat as much as I can. Warhammer: The Horus Heresy: Age of Darkness. This is some of Games Workshop's best work this year. They've done some really amazing things, and they did some kooky things too. But I will tell you this much: this really blew me away as far as the quality of miniatures, going back to the Horus Heresy, which was fantastic, be able to play that through. I thought it was really, really fantastic how it all plays out, and it just does a fantastic job doing what it does. And I was very, very excited when I got this, and I put together, painted it. Justin and I have played it a couple of times. Again, you know, we've done a lot of things off camera, but it was well worth it because this is just one of those special games. At number 21 is Interceptor. Okay, this is, if you are a fan of the old FASA games, for them to bring this back and give you that old space battle feel, this is just through the roofs, and it is absolutely fantastic. The ships are beautiful. You get so much in the starter box. You are going to be off and running and completely blown away for sure. And this is just one of those special games that I really enjoy. I always enjoy. You know, it reminds me of a lot of Silent Death, which I'm a huge fan of. And this just does it just, mwah, perfect. At number 20, and the reason this is so not low, but I'm just going to hold up the cardboard thing. It is Marvel United X-Men. I should have pulled the box instead. Marvel United is just a great game. It's a game that you can play with your family. The kids identify with all the heroes, a majority of the heroes. The reason this is on the lower end here is I am not a huge X-Men fan. But when you added the Fantastic Four supplement in, which I wish they had Galactus in there and some more of their villains and stuff like that, I just, it kind of hung there, but it's such a good game. I had so much fun with it, and all these minis are just absolutely beautiful, and just, it's endless playability, and it does it so well. At number 19 is Zombicide, Undead or Alive. I think this is one of the better ones that they've done. And you know something, when you look at this list, these games, you know, even though some of these are on the lower end, there were a ton of games that came out. And every one of these games, if it was any other year, would have probably been in the top 5. But there are just so many great games out there. It's impossible to make this list this year. Zombicide, Undead or Alive. I played tons of Zombicide. I enjoy it. One of my favorite is Night of the Living Dead. I thought that version was just perfect. And then this comes out, and it just does everything that you can ask of it right, and then some. At number 18 is G.I. Joe Mission Critical. Now, if you're a fan of the Power Ranger game from our good friends at Renegade, you're going to understand that this is just through the roof greatness. And I really, really love this game. Had so much fun with it. You're getting G.I. Joe miniatures, which is fantastic. It plays fantastic. You can play with younger kids. You can play with a bunch of adults. You can play it solo. And it hits all the buttons. And it's just a lot of fun. The vehicle packs, the expansion makes it just a game. Like, even though it came out late, it was just absolutely glorious. And we're going to move on to 17, and the only reason I paused, and we don't edit stuff, is that number 17 is just sitting right here, so that's going to save me a few minutes here, folks, because number 17 is a absolute, this is something else. Now, this isn't the Kickstarter edition, this is the retail version, but Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice is, I'm going to tell you right now, if you like games sneaking around and doing things and leveling up, this game hits all those buttons and then some. And it's just, I was, usually these IP games don't do well. This is just really, really good, solid gameplay. You're going to play that character. You're going to be jumping on roofs, trying to finish missions. There's a lot of little things to it that just are fantastic. I like the standees. They're beautiful. They hold up really well, and it really does a lot of great things. At number 16 is a game that caught me off guard, and I found it over at my good friends, the Bearded Browncoat, and that is Masters of the Universe. Now, this is the Wave 1 box. It's a huge set. The scenery and all the things that comes with, the characters are done beautifully. Just a beautifully put together set. And it is one of my favorite miniature games of the year. And I'm going to tell you right now, it almost is my miniature, miniature battlefield game of the year. Really just does everything right. If you're a fan of the cartoon, He-Man, Skeletor, everybody's in there. And the missions are great. They have a couple expansions for it. There's Wave 1, Wave 2. And more waves. They have a box that you can play solo, so you can get your strategies down, because you're going to be playing with cards that are going to give you abilities and stuff like that. Really does all the things right. At number 15, no, I'm not gonna keep holding up the boxes. I'm gonna have to put some things up in the corner here, because, or else this will take us forever. Stars of Karos. This game I felt was going to be a lot higher, but then things came out later in the year that really knocked this down. This is a good game, a very, very good game. And to be 15 on this list, it does a fantastic job. Unique, beautiful ships. I finished painting a bunch over there. The characters, you can land on the planets and go through, and you're going to have a book that is going to tell you this fantastic story, and you're going to work through it. And it is really, really just very, very solid, good game. And, one of the big space games of 2022, Stars of Karos. At number 14 is my father's work from Renegade Games. This takes the horror and it takes horror to another level. You are a descendant of Frankenstein, and you're going to be playing as the descendants. It is a Euro game, work replacement game, and the components are ridiculous, which really builds the theme of this game. And the work that was put into this by Renegade it's just a must-have. And if you have the means to get it, I highly, highly suggest that you go get this game. And number 13, and I turned around because, of course, I'm going to cheat the whole thing as much as I can, is a game that really caught me off guard, and I played with my granddaughter live on the channel. And I had so much fun playing this game. It just really it comes in a small box, but there is so much in this small box that it just stands out. It is Long Shot, the dice game. I love the ponies. I remember my dad taking us up when we were kids up to oh God, we used to go to Hinsdale, Vermont. That would be our vacation. We would fish on the lake, and at night he would take us to Hinsdale for the trotters. And I always loved the horses ever since then. And I just love this type of game. And it's never plays the same twice. It just does all the things right. Long Shot, the dice game, is just glorious in so many ways. At number 12 is a game that I really was surprised at. I had a lot of fun with it. I've really criticized Warhammer Quest Curse City quite a bit for some of their practices and things like that. But when Warhammer Quest Lost Relic came out, which was a Barnes & Noble exclusive. This was just something fantastic. It was special. There's only a couple miniatures in it. You get them all painted up, and I had so much fun playing it. Matter of fact, I did it live on the channel here. It was just fun, exciting, and so much in a little box. It's what, if they took this and put it into a big box, there's no telling where it would go from there. You don't have to have 900 miniatures. Sometimes you just have good theme, good rules, good scenarios, and tons of fun. It's as simple as that. And this is one of those things that Games Workshop got it all right. At number 11, which is going to round out this part of our show, and then we'll be back for the top 10 in our part 2. Number 11, this just barely missed hitting the top 10, but when you see this top 10, it's very unique. But this game is so much better than its predecessor. The miniatures are better. The gameplay is better. There's just so much to it. I had so much fun painting some of these miniatures. They were just fantastic. The dragon was glorious. And that is Massive Darkness 2. Another great job from our friends over at CMON. Just really done fantastically great. It hits all the buttons, and it is a keeper in my collection. I absolutely love Massive Darkness 2. Hats off to everybody at CMON. They have just done a fantastic job this year with all the stuff that they came out. Truvang, which I didn't get enough time to play to really put it onto this list. The Zombicides, the X-Men, Scooby-Doo, which just barely missed on this list, which I thought was really good. Great year for CMON for sure. So when we come back in our next part, we're going to hit the top 10, and then I'm going to give you my games of the year for some categories here, and just wrap it up and call it a great year, a great 2022 of board games. Some honorable mentions that I know that are coming and are going to do very well. I've got Skyrim coming, which hopefully will be here soon. I've got a couple other things that I just didn't feel that I gave enough time to make it into the games of the year, but what a year. What a year it's been. So we'll see you with part 2 when we count down 10 to number 1. Who's number 1? You may know number 1, but do you know who number 2, through 10 is, I think you might be shocked at some of the answers here. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.